maybe you from the 1970s when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the prison foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. It doesn't matter because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Ramby Talk on this Thursday, June 4th. It had to be a special episode because of what took place this week on Monday. The news that shook the entire sports world when the Los Angeles Rams traded for Myles Garrett. What a shocking move to make during the NBA Finals. By the way, I hope y'all enjoyed the NBA Finals. By the way, game one, shout out to the Knicks taking a 1-0 lead at home. On the road in San Antonio, taking home court advantage. But I've been buzzing all week about this trade, man. So, anytime we have a big news coming from the Los Angeles Rams, your boy, the Playmaker down in Sallins, will be doing a Ramble Talk episode on that Thursday, and here we are. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The trade that took over the sports world. Myles Garrett traded to the Los Angeles Rams from the Cleveland Browns. And the crazy part is, I'm sitting here, I'm preparing for shooting lights out. So those of you who don't know, my brand is a whole network. Okay, so it's not just Rambly Talk. I have shooting lights out and Monster Wrestling on Monday when football season coming around. Bearing down the grid now. This is my college football show. Will be in rotation with Rambly Talk, who obviously is on Thursday. So I'm preparing for shooting lights out on Monday. And my co-host, shout out to my co-host Cole Johnson, sends me a message on Messenger. He's like, here you go, and thank you. I'm like, thank you for what? Like, what are we doing? So, I'm about to go in and see what he's talking about. And I go to my notifications. And verse. I got hyped right away. Right away, I said, oh, we got Myles Garrett. This is unbelievable. So I got hyped. I was thrilled to see that we got Myles Garrett. We made a move that I was not. Matter of fact, I don't even think anybody was expecting a move to be made by the Rams of this magnitude, and they made it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Gerald Verse. Gerald Verse was up and coming. Gerald Verse was that dude for the defense on that side. But this is Myles Garrett, man. This is Myles Garrett, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. So I had to, get myself together so I can do shooting nice up because I still got a show to do. All right. So that's how that went. So those of you what you're looking at right now, that is my brand's graphic for breaking news. So this is what we put out there when the news broke. So it was a crazy thing to see this happen. So as you know, Jared Verse had to go, a 2027 first round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and a 2029 third round pick all went to Cleveland for this future Hall of Famer, arguably the best defensive player or the best player in the entire National Football League is in LA. Now we can dive into it. When you see Gerald Verse up there in 3 draft picks, you ask the question, what's that too much for Myles Garrett? That's a question we're going to ponder on, and we're going to answer at the end of the show. But at some point, you looked at, he said, man, initial reaction, you're like, man, that's Myles Garrett, man. You do whatever you can do to get Myles Garrett. And 3 picks, and Gerald Verse got us Myles Garrett. And of course, most people ain't gonna bat an eye because this is Myles Garrett, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, coming out the year when he had 43 solo tackles, 23 sacks, broke the all-time record. Now he's the record holder for sacks in the season. Forced 3 fumbles. You know, this is Myles Garrett. And that man has had double-digit sack seasons since his rookie year in 2017. You're talking about 2017, he only had 7 sacks. That was his rookie year. 16, 13 and a half in 2018, 10 in 2019, 12 in 2020, COVID year, 16 in 2021. If you're a Rams fan, that year should be familiar to you. 2022, 16, 2023, 14, 2024, 14, and 2025, 23 sacks. Right now, he has accumulated 125 and a half sacks in his 9-year career in the NFL thus far. 125 sacks in 9 years. So how many sacks is that on average per season? That's what I want to know. You're looking at damn near 14 sacks per year. Meaning Myles Garrett's getting to the quarterback. And we all seen that. And he's been doing it with the Cleveland Browns. No shot at the Cleveland Browns, but he's been doing this when pretty much either trailing or in a tight game. Mostly trailing for most of those who've been paying attention to the Cleveland Browns. But trailing or in a tight game, he's been doing this. Now, thinking about this production and what it's going to mean to the Los Angeles Rams, I want you to think about that. Because when this trade happened, and thanks to NFL on Fox for their social media page, because this is what DraftKings put out there. As soon as this trade happened and it was official, the Rams are the heavy favorites to win the Super Bowl. Plus 600. With the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens at plus 1,000. Followed by the reigning Super Bowl champion, the other team from the NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks, at plus 1,100. A strong favorite are the Rams now. Now, does this sound familiar? It should, because 2021, anybody? Who did the Rams trade for in 2021? One Matthew Stafford. Now, let me go ahead and pull up this Stafford golf trade that took place back in 2021. So we can refresh our people's memory of what took place with this trade. So when we traded for Matthew Stafford in 2021, which led to a Super Bowl season, by the way, and that Super Bowl was in Los Angeles, if I remember correctly, we got Matthew Stafford. We traded Jared Goff, and we traded a whole bunch of picks. We traded like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks to the Detroit Lions. And what did the Lions do with them 6 picks? They was able to draft Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams. With 3 of those 6 picks that they got. We also brought in OBJ as a free agent. We ended up trading for Von Miller midway through the season. The Rams went on to win the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium. Now, that trade back in 2021 also helped out the Detroit Lions because the Detroit Lions are who they are now because of that trade. So this trade worked out both. Will this trade for Cleveland do the same thing that it did for Detroit? That's what remains to be seen. You got a up and coming superstar in Jared Verse on the defensive side. But what you gonna do with them 3 picks? You got a first round pick coming up after this. Let me see. Probably see. Cleveland, can y'all hit on these picks? That's the question. Detroit hit on theirs. Detroit hit on their picks. I told you, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams. They hit on their picks. Are the Cleveland Browns going to hit them there? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves when it comes to this big trade that we got from Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. So we're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to dive more into the nuances and have more discussion on this trade. And we're going to hear from you guys because we went to the people to vote on this trade. So we'll hear how did the people vote about this trade. We'll be back.
No matter what you are watching, one thing stays the same. You gotta represent your team the right way. Whether it's jerseys, hats, or hoodies, what you wear is part of the experience. If you're looking to upgrade your gear or getting ready for the next game, we got you covered. Hit the link in the description and shop officials licensed gear through Fanatics. Every team, every league, every fan. Don't just watch the game, represent it. Sometimes it's not even about the jerseys. It's the hat that sets it off. Snapbacks, fitties, truckers, whatever your style is, that's how you rep your team every day. If you're looking to upgrade your collection or find your next go-to cap, we got you covered. Hit the link in the description and shop the latest styles right now through Lids. Every team, every style, every day. Top off your fit the right way.
And welcome back to Ramley Talk here as we get ready to continue our Myles Garrett trade episode talk. Yes, you can see that the Playmakers Network, along with Ramley Talk, is sponsored by Fanatics and Lids. We also be having some more sponsors coming down the pipe, so be ready for that as well. But nevertheless, if you're a Rams fan, you want to tap off your hat like I did with the LA Rams all-white hat, you can do that with Lids, man. You just go to Lids, hit the link, and Lids will get you covered. Right now, they have a special going on right now where you can get free shipping on U.S. orders for over $29. Again, that is free shipping on U.S. orders over $29. They use the promo code LIDS29, okay? LIDS29. Now, as we continue on with our Myles Garrett discussion, let's go back to it. We got to hear from Myles Garrett interview press conference on yesterday or Tuesday. I can't remember. I want to say yesterday if I remember correct, but it could have been Tuesday. We got to hear from Myles Garrett, and there's one thing that he said that I want to read. This is what Myles Garrett said at his press conference for the Los Angeles Rams. Quote, "I'll always have love in my heart for Cleveland, the city, the community, all those players, and everything else. But the opportunity to come here, have an immediate and profound impact on this team, it was something I just had to move forward with," close quote. As we said in the W press conference, Myles Garrett, he will be wearing the number 95 on this one. Him and Panuna Ford, they had a discussion, they had a talk, and Panuna Ford was willing to move to 97, and Myles Garrett can get the number 95. So he'll be number 95 in the blue and yellow for this upcoming season. It's been an interesting all season for some when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams, but I would say this. What Leslie has done year after year after year has been something remarkable that he doesn't get enough credit for. I have been on this. I've been on this saying that because everybody loves what Howard Wosmy is doing with the Philadelphia Eagles. He loves it. Everybody loves Howard Wosmy. They be crying Howard Wosmy as the best GM in the NFL. What does Leslie fall in that category? Because as I remember, my memory's cracking for all the love that y'all are giving Harry Roseman. What's the love for Les Snead? Les Snead is the one that says, freak them picks when we traded for Matthew Stafford. Well, it's an F them picks. When we trade for Matthew Stafford and bringing OBJ and traded for Von Miller. F them picks. Brought us a Super Bowl. We done this trade now. It's freak them picks. Because we traded for Myles Garrett and gave up 3 picks to the Cleveland Browns. We also traded for Trent McDuffie back in the offseason actually began to bring in an all-pro corner to revamp our cornerback, our secondary, along with Jalen Watson, who was a free agent signing who was also with the Chiefs, that was on the other side of Trent McDuffie. So the defense has been revitalized to a degree we didn't expect. Trent McDuffie on one side, Jalen Watson on the other side. That's nice. Still got Cam Kitchens in the back, Cam Curl in the back as well. Nate Landman, Omar Spates in the middle, playing the linebacker spot. And listen to this D line. On one end, you have Brian Young. And then in the middle, you have a mixture of Kobe Turner, Brandon Fitz, Pernell Ford. And then on the other end is number 95, Myles Garrett. Woo! Ooh, that's a terrifying D-line. I seen all the talks. I seen what people begging and wishing for. The only thing that will actually put the NFL underground. They're not underground yet, under the Rams, but what will put the NFL underground if number 99 says I'm coming back for one more year. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If Aaron Donald says, give me to November and I'll make my decision, and he makes a decision to come back in October, November, the NFL will be in the palm of the Los Angeles Rams hands. Because then you had Aaron Donald in the middle of that D-line. You already got Brian Young on one side. You got Myles Garrett on the other side. Then you can do a mixture of Aaron Donald, Brandon Fitz, Pernell Ford, and Kobe Turner. And remind you, Trent McDuffie is an all-pro corner. So it's even more of a problem for quarterbacks and offenses to do what they're trying to do. That's if Aaron Donald come back. I would love for you to come back, Aaron Donald. But if you don't want to come back, I'm not going to be mad at you, okay? I know there's people out there on social media telling them, please come back. And they damn near in tears trying to get Aaron Donald to come back. Bruh, that man brought us a Super Bowl, okay? That man brought us a Super Bowl. That man only wanted to play 8 years. He gave us 10, okay? He gave us 10. He wanted to do 8. He gave us 10. And he brought home a Super Bowl to LA. So I don't need y'all out here begging Aaron Donald to come back. Okay. Let's say, Aaron Donald, we want you to come back, but we understand if you don't want to come back, you don't want to go through all the grind and stuff. We understand you deliver the goods when you were here. Okay. Myles Garrett is trying to do what Aaron Donald did. He's trying to bring home the goods to the city of Los Angeles and the Rams organization. If Aaron Donald's part of that, cool. If not, bruh, middle is still good. Pernell Ford is one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. Brandon Fitz is coming into his own. Kobe Turner is a beast in the middle. Now, will it be fascinating to see a 99 and a 95 right by each other? Hell yeah. That's a scary nightmare right there for all offenses. A 99 and 95 on the same side. You can't double both of them. Because you can't forget about the other side, because Brian Young, by the way, who had 12 sacks last year, 12 sacks last year, Brian Young on the other side, and that was with Gerald Verse. Just imagine how many sacks imagine how many sacks Brian Young can get this upcoming season. Because you know you ain't trying to have number 95 break his own record again with trying to get up to 24. That means there might be some more opportunities for Brian Young to get some sacks. It might be more opportunities for Kobe Turner, Pernell Ford, and Brandon Fitz in the middle to get some rush up the middle. This is like the D-line we got already is already scary. Because now when you bring 95 in, it's like, do we double him or do we play him one-on-one? This is nightmares for offensive coordinators now. They have to really sit there and think, do we really want to double that guy over there? Because that is the defensive player of the year. But at the same time, you already know that the other side, Brian Young, ain't nothing to sneeze at either. He had 12 sacks last year. So now it's like, pick your poison. Which way do you want to go? And then the secondary has been revamped. Like I already said, Trent McDuffie is an all-pro corner from Kansas City. And then we brought his running mate, Jalen Watson, from free agency. them two guys can sit back and be like, I wonder how many picks I can get this year. With number 95 coming off one edge and Brian Young, number 0 coming off the other edge. And them three guys in the middle bringing pressure up the middle. Wonder how many picks we can get this year. Because you didn't get that many last year in Kansas City. They sitting back salivating like, we finna get some picks. We finna create some turnovers. We finna have us some fun. That's what it. This is what I believe the feeling is in the locker room for the defensive side. Like the defense is about to get crunked during this season, and it's going to be something nice to see as a Rams fan. Okay. Now, one person that probably didn't like seeing this trade will be my other co-host of Monster Wrestling, Cool McCain. What's up, my brother? And yes, Jared Royce, he was not happy, but he did say he understands the business side of it, and that sometimes these things happen. You don't want it to happen. You like to be with the team that drafted you, that was the team that said that would give you your first opportunity in the NFL. But most of the time, more than not, that's not the case. You're not going to play with one team for your whole career. We were just blessed to have Aaron Donald play for us his whole career. We was blessed that we wanted to keep Aaron Donald for his whole career. And we weren't going to do anything to let that go. Okay, is where even look, Tom Brady finished his career at Tampa, not New England. Okay. Reggie White did not finish his career with Philadelphia. He went to Green Bay. Okay. More times than not, these star players, Matthew Stafford. Yeah, he played 12 years in Detroit. Now he with the Rams. This would be year 5 or 6 with the Rams. Sometimes the great players, they don't play with one team their entire career. And it happens. And Jared Verse, he's on his way to be another great player. He just won't be with the Rams. Can he do something in Cleveland? I hope so. I know how it is to play with the Cleveland organization. It's not been a fun organization to play with. We all seen how Cleveland is run, but I hope Jared Verse can make the most out of it. Do what he can to help that franchise to do something special, or at least at some point get himself to a point where he can get to another destination and shine again. So, is it easy? No, it's not, but it's a business. So Myles Garrett with the Rams, that is crazy to think about. Still to this day, 4 days later, it's still crazy to think about Myles Garrett's going to be blowing on blue and yellow. That's crazy. But this trade happened, and this is what Fox Sports has as they contender tier here. As you can see, the front runners are 3 teams. Us, the Los Angeles Rams, the reigning champion, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Denver Broncos. They say title contenders, teams that can possibly make it to the title game if the Rams, Seahawks, or Broncos get caught somewhere. The Patriots, the Bills, the Ravens, and my co-host, Philadelphia Eagles. Your playoff loss, you can see here, Bengals, Texans, Bears, and Jaguars. You're a dangerous team, the team that you cannot forget about. And this is the reason why I put this graphic on here, because that fourth line, dangerous teams you don't forget about, Kansas City. Remember I said, the way people are talking about Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is on the verge of possibly being ready for the start of the season, which is crazy to think about. Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions. You got to feel like the Detroit Lions, they're going to bounce back from what happened last year. And you can never, and the snowman is listening to this right now, you can never, ever, ever count out the San Francisco 49ers. I don't care what they're going through. You can never, ever count out the San Francisco 49ers. Never count out the San Francisco 49ers. And then you see your playoff contenders need some help. Playoff free agent, top of the draft. But that fourth line right here, dangerous teams, pay attention to those 4 teams. Do not count those 4 teams out. I'm telling us not even count them out, especially that 49ers team who we'll be seeing week 1 out in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, for the season opener. Okay. And Brock Purdy, I hope you are game planning. I hope you and Kyle Shanahan are trying to find a way to welcome Myles Garrett to the NFC West. because I got a feeling you might be breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at the same time when Myles Garrett get his hands on you. Because that I know for one quarterback that was not happy to see this trade is Brock Purdy, because he the first one out the gate. Which is crazy. Michael, so what he said. Kuma Kane says, hey, we got more important things to worry about than Garrett. Apparently, we have the worst wide receiver group and QB in the NFC East. I can't wait to shed a lot of mouths up this year. The only reason why I think that's even out there cool is because I don't think people really believe that Jalen Hurts can throw the football like other quarterbacks. And this is one of them occasions where I believe people, they are looking at the position more than the player. Because if you've been paying attention to Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts can be a game changer throwing the ball or running it. You got a dynamic running back in Saquon Barkley. Yes, you traded away A.J. Brown to New England. You have Devontae Adams. You brought in, was it Watts from the Green Bay Packers? What I think the Eagles' biggest problem is y'all keep switching offensive coordinators. Philly needs to be set in on one offensive coordinator, not have Nick Sirianni do it 1 year and then a new offensive coordinator do it the next year. Set on one offensive coordinator, one playbook, and be like that. Let Jalen Hurts be in a system he is good in. Stop switching offensive coordinators, because that's like, if we're gonna be honest, the Eagles keep switching offensive coordinators. Billy doesn't do much for the offense entirety. You have a dynamic running back in Saquon Barkley. There you go. Jalen Hurts, can you just complete passes when we need you to complete them? We don't need you to go out here throwing for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. If you throw for 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, we good. Philadelphia doesn't need Jalen Hurts to be a Matthew Stafford. They don't need that. Jalen Hurts, hit this pass here, hit that pass there, bam. Fake it to Saquon Barkley, hit it to the outside, run, get as many yards as you can on the ground, get out of bounds or get down. That's Philly. Only thing Philly got to do is keep it simple. You have the playmakers. Keep it simple. Y'all good. Keep it simple. Make the other team show that they can beat you. Because with that damn running back, goddamn Saquon Barkley, goddamn it, y'all gonna have to lead most of the time. Because damn, it don't take one for him to break one loose, and is it? And the other team playing from behind from that point forward. That's all it takes. He said, nah, they be hating on him. But this D gonna be true. He said, how can we? Most of them get head coaching jobs or they doo-doo butter. That goes to Nick Sirianni. He needs to pick the people that he can trust to do the job. Not him doing the job and then put somebody in place. Trust them to do the job. But that's Nick Sirianni, man. But y'all keep switching offensive coordinators. It's not going to help Jalen Hurts. It's not going to help the offense entirety. Y'all got to those who get head coaching job because hey, that's when Nick Sirianni put the trust in them and they showed them this is how we gonna run offenses. So that Nick Sirianni gonna have to make a decision and stick with the decision. But that's the Eagles. This is a Ram show. So we got Myles Garrett. It's gonna be interesting how the season goes, especially when we open it up Friday morning out in Australia, but I think Thursday night here in the States. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this opens up with the 49ers in Australia. But we did go to the people. We went to the people. We asked them to give this trade a grade. How does the Rams Nation feel about Myles Garrett being traded to the Rams? Even though we gave up Jared Verse and 3 draft picks. This is what the people said. %70.2% voted A on this trade. 13% said B. 14.3% went with C, and 2.4% said D. I would like to know those people who voted D on this trade. Why did you vote D on this trade? I just want to know why. That's my question. But you're looking at 83% of the people who voted say A or B, which means they are down with this trade. They love this trade. And let's make something happen because let's be quite frank. Let's be quite frankly with you right now. Let's need Sean McVay. Super Bowl or bust again. This is where we at. Super Bowl or bust again. And this is the same feeling that I had in 2021 when we traded for Matthew Stafford. It was Super Bowl or bust. The Super Bowl was in LA. We made it to LA. We made it to the Super Bowl. We won it. Here we go again. 5 years later, the Super Bowl will be played in LA at SoFi Stadium in 2027. We gotta get there. We gotta win it. The MVP has came back. Your MVP came back. You have the leading receiver in Booker Nakua. You have the leading receiving touchdown in Devontae Adams. And you just added the defensive player of the year who led the league in sacks. We got to get it. We got to get it. We have to go get it. We got to get it. Now, my coach did bring up a very interesting point here. He says he thinks that the Rams won the trade for 2 to 3 years. Browns win when they are forced to trade Vitz in a couple of years. Here's the funny thing about that. Myles Garrett's contract is pretty much favorable for us for the next 3 years. That's the crazy part about this trade that most people have probably haven't really been talking about. Myles Garrett's contract doesn't really start taking shape until 2029. So that is a crazy thing. So this year is 8.1 cap hit. Next year is 16.1, and then in 2020 it's 21.4. That contract that he signed doesn't really take shape until 2029, which means we can still build a tender for a Super Bowl title even after this upcoming season. That'll be consistent on Matthew Stafford, and if he still want to play or not, then if he doesn't want to play, Ty Simpson, can he step in and continue the role that Matthew Stafford did? But it's right there. This year, his cap is on an 8.1. Next year, you're looking at basically double that, the 16.1. And then 2028, 24.4. That means Les Snead and Sean McVay, they're going to have cap room to play with for the next 2 years. Surprisingly, which means they don't have to be done. And if they won't, we can bring Ty Simpson along very slowly until he's ready to take the mantle. This is, I mean, should be an interesting season. Let's see how the season goes. See what Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Cool, Kyron Williams, what these boys do on the offensive side. Let's see what the defense look like with Myles Garrett in there. If we go win the Super Bowl, hey, if Matthew Stafford want to roll into the sun, say I won 2 Super Bowls with the Rams, I can call it quits here. I mentored Ty Simpson this season. He should be ready to take over. Let's go for it and see what happens. But do what we got to do is Matthew Stafford say, give me another year. Sure. No, I'm not gonna say no to that. So we have time to play with things now, which is crazy. The team have a team like that is stacked like this and still have room to make other things happen is very rare. This is happening, but Les Snead, I don't know how he do it. I don't know how he does it, but he be doing it, and he needs to start being getting some credit. If you want to say hire Rosemary the Philadelphia Eagles is the top GM, go for it. But damn it, right after him, it should be Les Snead. It should be Les Snead. It should be no questions asked about it because Les Snead has been building this for years now. And since Les Snead and Sean McVay became partners in this, there's only one season the Rams had a terrible season. That's after we won the Super Bowl in 2021, the 2022 season. Terrible. 5-12. Outside of that, we've been competing for the NFC West titles. We've been in the playoffs, and we've been Super Bowl contenders for numerous years. But nobody talks about Les Snead like that. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So that's going to do it for me on this special Ramby Talk edition. I had to talk about the Myles Garrett trade to the Rams. Like I said earlier, I love Jerry Verse. Sad to see him go. Was rocking with him. But damn it, that's Myles Garrett. And to sound like somebody that I admire, that I see as a mentor, damn it, that's Myles Garrett. We had to do what we had to do to get Myles Garrett. So we got that done. I'm still gonna keep my way too early prediction. If you're gonna ask, right at 12-5 right now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do my number. I'm gonna wait till we get to August when we start doing preseason to actually go through the schedule, look at all what everybody else done, and make sure I still feel good about it. Do I want to go up? Do I want to go low? And all this other stuff, OTAs and all that good stuff. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna do what I normally do. Our preseason thing is pretty much us going through the schedule and predicting every single game, and that's the record we're gonna roll with throughout the entire season. But my way to early prediction is still gonna be 12-5 right now. We'll see how I feel in August when we get into the regular season and go from there. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is the Playmaker down the sun signing off on this edition of Ramby Talk, Rams Nation, East Coast Station. I'll let you boy.